Hello, beautiful soul. I'm Vicki Howie of chakraboosters.com, the creator of Chakra Boosters Healing Tattoos. And welcome to this 5th video in our Goddess series. Yay! I'm so happy to be back with the goddesses, and I'm wearing blue today, so you know that we're on the Throat Chakra Goddesses. So this is the first of the upper chakras. We're moving into the more spiritual realm where the magic and the miracles begin. Your throat chakra is the chakra that's blue. Its element is sound or vibration. And it's all about the beginning of the spiritual realm where the word has power to bring things into manifestation and where you're asked to honor your truth and who you really are and to be the unique being that you, yes, I wanted to bring my finger out and point at you, that you came here to be. Because nobody else can be you. You know that. As I'm saying that to you right now, you know nobody else can be you. And you can't be anyone else and bring your full purpose into the world. You need to be you to do that. So these goddesses will inspire you to be more you. And this is the 5th chakra. The throat chakra is the highest masculine chakra. It's about honor. It's about purification and purity. I always joke, or I kind of joke, but I'm talking about how the neck is so thin compared to the wideness of the shoulders. The width here is that because only so many things, right, when you're filtering, when you're going into purity, can go up into the divine realm. So here's where we get conscious and we choose and we really feel into who we are, why we're here. We become more authentically who we are. We bring more of our gifts to everyone, more of our heart through the throat, these gifts into the world. And it's about being authentic. It's also tied to the sacral chakra. You will see this by the goddesses that I choose. There's a definite relationship between the artistry, the creative, flowing chaos of the sacral water chakra and the 5th chakra, the throat, which is about mastery. It's like taking all that artistry and bringing it up to a mastery level, which is really, really cool. And also disseminating it then to more people, because this is really sort of the promotions chakra, the marketing chakra, like getting your voice out there, getting yourself out there. And now more than ever, you are rewarded for doing that in the most authentic way. We're doing it with transparency and truth. Okay, so who are the 3 goddesses I've picked here? First, I just want to tell you that if you haven't seen the other goddesses for the other chakras, this is a series, so I'll leave the link below for the series and you can see the other goddesses. Second, I want you to know that I know 3 is only a few goddesses, so I picked the goddesses according to 3 goddesses that could give me come from different cultures or religions and could give me different aspects of the same chakra. So that if you honor all 3 of them, you're honoring these different aspects of the throat chakra. Of course, if I overlooked your favorite goddess for the throat chakra, I would love for you to share which goddess that is and just share why or anything you want down in the comment section below. We can all learn together and we can all get inspired by each other. Okay, so let's start. Goddess number 1 for the throat chakra is Sarasvati. Now I stated this in the sacral video, that I almost chose her as a sacral chakra. Sarasvati is a river and she's known for arts. But I decided that I didn't want her there. I wanted her here because she is related to wisdom and learning. This is the growth and learning chakra. The body doesn't like to learn a whole lot. The body is more about homeostasis and keeping things the same, but spirit loves to grow, expand, and learn. So I really wanted to put her here because she's about wisdom and she's about the structured arts, like arts and crafts. And she is about learning, and she is about music is important here too. She's also about music. She has that instrument. I always forget what's it called. The instrument that looks a little like a guitar. You can see her. I'll show the picture here. That's the instrument. Now, what's it called? You all can let me know in the comments below. Something I need to learn right here in my throat chakra. But what I want you to be aware of is that, yes, she has a lot of sacral energy, but there's this higher order energy. Now, what's really cool is that Sarasvati was born from the mouth of Brahma, one of the three gods of creation. You have Vishnu, Shiva, and Brahma. And I think I mentioned she's from the Hindu tradition, Sarasvati. I don't know if I said that. And so she was born from the mouth. That was another thing that was like, I just felt this need to put her in the throat, in this place where words were so important. There's actually a festival in her honor. It's a Sarasvati Puja, and I don't know that I can pronounce it right because I haven't been to it, but it's Vasant Panchami, I believe. And it's a festival to honor the very, very beginnings of spring, which happened like in late January, February. And so it happens at a different time in different years. In 2021, it'll be at February 16th. So that's a good time to honor her if you want, but you can honor her any day that you would like. And she is just a big one for words. If you're a writer and you're about words, or if you're a musician and you're about music, if you're just an artist, if you love learning and you love wisdom, you love knowledge, the deepest kinds of knowledge, she's your goddess. Now, sometimes Sarasvati has this face that's called Vac, V-A-C. You can look that up, and it's when she's related, it relates more to the voice part of her, the specific voice, speech part of her. I had a teacher who, when I was doing yoga, who taught me, and he was a scholar who'd spent many years in India, and he learned from tantric teachers in southern India. And he taught me, before I ever heard about Vac, he taught me about a little known goddess, he called her, named Vaka, that his teachers, that the spiritual men had taught him. And it got me excited because, you know, like when someone tells you a secret, it got me really excited. Vaka, it just always stuck with me. Maybe because my name's Vicki, it's so close, Vaka. It always stuck with me. So when I co-created the chakra healing song on my album, Chakra Love, which you can get in my store, with my partner, my musical partner, Jeff Bonilla, the first part I had of that song, because we were letting that song just channel through, and it was Om Shri Vaka Jaya Vaka, and it just went out, Om Shri Vaka Jaya Vaka, and then it grows from there. It just goes up. I'll try to give you a little clip right here of it, and then I'll also give you the full link to the music video below. But it turned out that song, I Can Speak My Truth, I keep saying I Can Speak My Truth, that song turned out to be my favorite. It turned out to be Jeff's favorite. It turned out to be many of our friends' favorite song. It just has such a transparency, such a truthfulness. And the music is so original. It's kind of lets itself go wherever it wants to go. It doesn't try to be a particular formula. So I just would invite you to sing along to that Om Shri Vaka Jaya Vaka. It feels so good to honor Vaka. It just basically is just a way of saying, I'm celebrating Vaka. Yes, Vaka. Like Jaya, victory to Vaka. You know, that's it. That's all it really means. Om Shri Vaka Jaya. And that is goddess number 1 with the secondary face of the little known Vaka. I wanted to make one more comment. That little known, I think it's interesting because I believe that it's time for us to bring more of the feminine voice into the world. And so it's funny that this goddess that represents the feminine voice, Vaka, is so little known, right? Because a voice should get out there. But that voice of the feminine energy has been stifled over the years, many years. And so let's bring it out on the planet right now when it's needed so badly. Voice of compassion, voice of unity, voice of the heart, just the heart chakra, and our connection to each other and our compassion for each other. So that's number 1. Goddess number 2 is from the Celtic world. Her name is Siege. And she is almost in a little bit of a way the opposite, certainly the opposite of Vaka, because she's the goddess of silence. And they say that she's the goddess of not just any silence, not just like librarian silence, but the goddess of the silence of the void, of which all creativity springs. So she is the goddess of silence that precedes all sound. Can you feel how incredible that is? That's just so incredible. So Siege represents the power, which we forget sometimes, and why she was so important for me to add her here, is that the throat, a big part of the throat, is your ears, is listening. I can't remember which video I put it in, I'm so sorry, but I do have an exercise in one of my many hundreds of videos that's about, if I figure it out, I'll put the link below, but it's about listening in order to open your throat chakra. Listening, like you could even try it right now. You can just listen to my voice and also other sounds around you. And then begin to listen and search for sounds farther and farther out. Whenever I do that, I get into a space of such reverence. Like it feels so good right now because I'm stretching my capacity to hear way out. So listening in silence and honoring the void that comes before that first spark of creation. Those are all really important elements of the alchemy and magic of your throat chakra and what you've come here to create. Helps you to know yourself in a more authentic way if you can be with yourself in silence. Okay, let's see if that covers everything for her. Oh, and I want to make one other comment, and that is that words can drop duality. And I'm a word geek, just like I'm a chakra geek. You guys know that already. But silence has only unity. And you know that I've been creating circlingspace.com where we meet. And I had a couple intro sessions and we come together. And sometimes we're just in silence, being with each other, eyes open. And I feel the essence of our connection at that time. Can really, really feel the beautiful essence of our connection as we take each other in silence. So connect to Siege when you want to connect more to the creative, the void that comes before all creativity, all creation, and your quiet self. Goddess number 3. The final one, except for my runners-up, Coventina. She's a Celtic goddess, and she's about purification and abundance. A lot of people don't know that the root chakra is the manifestation chakra of the physical world. It's about all physical things in our life. But when it comes to abundance, it's really more either about old money. Root is our roots, like old money that's been passed down with families, or it's about financial stability, because the root chakra is totally about stability. It's like a mountain. So it's about our ability to feel safe and just strong and consistent in our finances. Whereas the throat chakra, the highest masculine, so you have the root, the solar plexus, and then you jump up to the throat. Those are the 3 outer world masculine chakras. They're related to our outer world success. This one, the throat, is where the cornucopia of abundance shows up, where when you serve the world and yourself from your authentic essence, from your authentic being, because this is truth, authenticity, purity, who you really are, transparency. When you do that, you cannot help but live your purpose. Think about it. How could your purpose not unfold out of you if you're being absolutely, transparently, and fully yourself? Only that which is fully you will come out. And that feels really, really good, because we're in a culture of a lot of looking around and saying, do I fit in? Watching social media, trying to look like someone else, look better, make yourself into something that fits in. You always fit in. You always fit in. You belong here. And you bring the gift of you when you're authentically you, and no one else can do that. So please do that. Okay, so Coventina is asking us to really look at, she is a goddess of all the forms of water. So we're back to the sacral again. She's very tied into the sacral, but she's so known for purification that I wanted to put her here. Water is purifying. It's a symbol of purification, and she represents all bodies of water, whether it's a waterfall, a pond, a lake, a stream, a river, an ocean, or rain itself. Coventina is about purifying, and she's about cleansing and water. Now, I didn't know a whole lot about her, so I looked some things up from Druidry. It's really hard to say. DRUIDRY.org. And I picked up some information from Paul Sandover there. And he shares that there is a spring and a shrine and a temple dedicated to, or I should say the shrine or temple, depending on which one you want to call it, dedicated to Coventina at, and I know I'm not going to be able to say this, feel free to correct me, Caraburg on the Northumbrian moors near Hadrian's Wall. Okay? So this is in the UK, I believe, and it's dated around CE 130. And what's really cool is when they did excavation there in 1876, they pulled up over 13,000 coins, items of jewelry, incense burners, carved stones, all kinds of talismans and offerings to this goddess. So it's believed, and it's very probable, that Coventina was the goddess that began the whole idea of the wishing well. The wishing well, because we combine water and all these offerings to her. So if you want to communicate with her, go to a wishing well and offer some coins or offer a talisman to her into the wishing well. And I'm going to finish up with her with it's not really a poem, it's kind of a poem, it's kind of a prayer. Paul Sandover wrote it and shared it in this article that I read, and I just wanted to share it. So this is for Coventina. Living waters. Ancient Coventina, sweet goddess of sacred springs and holy wells, your waters emerge joyfully from the dream of darkness. Your pure and sparkling essence manifests in the light of day. Lady of the living waters, I gladly welcome your wonderful gifts of refreshment and healing, and your kind blessings, which grace both body and soul. An offering is reverently placed upon your flowing altar, and my open heart feels your loving magic, sanctity, and gentle inspiration. May your waters always flow, blessing the living land with your abundant beauty. Thank you for that, Paul. And now really quickly for our 2 honorable mentions. Hecate, which is the goddess of magic and witchcraft. She's also the guardian between the worlds of heaven and the underworld. So this is the magic chakra, alchemy, witchcraft, all those fun spells. That's why words are such an important part of most spells. So you can honor her if you want to play in that world. And then the last goddess is actually a two-sided goddess for the Roman and the Greek, as I often do. Veritas, who's the Roman goddess of truth, and Aletheia, who is the Greek goddess of truth. And the reason I bring them both up was, one, so you would know both, but also because they're versions. And I think this is interesting because this is not absolute truth, guys. This is personal truth. Absolute truth is up here in the knowing of the all, in the God energy of the crown. That's absolute truth. Only absolute truth can be in the oneness, when we're all sharing oneness. This is where we all express our own personal truths and appreciate each other's personal truths. And here, even the Roman and Greek goddesses of the same truth don't even agree. It's one type of truth, more masculine for Veritas. She's really about that kind of truth we think of when we say stand up for what you believe in. This is the willful truth, the right thing to do. That's the kind of truth that Veritas stands for. Can you feel that? I got very masculine when I did that. And then Aletheia, she represents what we call unconcealment, disclosure. Her name means unconcealment, I believe. It's about disclosure, which is becoming more and more important in this day and age as we share the space on this small planet. So that's a more feminine vulnerability of, let me take off my clothing, the image that I'm wearing, and show you who I really am. Isn't that beautiful, just to think about a world where more and more of us can do that? And it's also beautiful to think of a world where we do stand up for what's right. But the masculine version does clash with other masculine versions. And unconcealment or disclosure doesn't make anyone else wrong. So I will say I have a bit of a bias toward the Aletheia version of truth, which is just to be our true selves. And I think that is the highest truth for the throat chakra, and what I'm inviting you to do, because the world needs you. It needs you to be you, and let these goddesses inspire you to be you. And if I haven't covered your favorite goddesses of the throat chakra, please share them with the tribe. I would love to hear from you. And in this coming week, will you please honor the beautiful being that you are, and be willing to have a little more disclosure, a little more opening of yourself and showing who you really are to yourself and to others. And if you do that, that's really the deepest kind of truth, I believe. And your purpose will unfold out of that. And you'll give a lot of other people joy, because they don't get to know who you are unless you show them. So I hope you have a blessed, blessed week. I will see you on the next video. Much love.